What's up, everybody? Another midweek episode for Sammy and Marissa's husbands. Going over the agenda we got of this day in history, athlete, NBA playoffs, a lot of NBA playoffs, a little bit about the Lakers head coach hunt, a recreational sports segment, and some random questions, and then some final thoughts. Jumping right into it, I'll start with this day in history. 1974, Little League Baseball allows girls to play under significant pressure. I guess there were some lawsuits that happened. Um, but I thought that was interesting. It was a little earlier than I expected girls to be able to play Little League Baseball.
I don't know if I've ever played baseball with a girl.
I don't think I've ever had a girl in the same league as me. I've obviously seen people on the Little League World Series that have been girls, like what was that, Monique Davis or something like that.
Yeah, she was really good.
She was good. She was a pitcher. I wonder what happened to her.
I think she played college.
Baseball?
No, softball.
That would check out. Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine she at least played college softball. But yeah, I don't think I've ever been on a team with a girl playing baseball. I mean, obviously like T-ball, because I don't think there's like a distinct softball, T-ball. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very much co-ed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were murdered.
Fucking OJ, dude.
Fucking the juice, baby. He wasn't loose quite to this point. Maybe that'll come up on another this day in history. But yeah, fucking OJ. But you know what they say, if the glove doesn't fit,
He must have quit.
goddamn right.
That's because his
Um,
ass was getting fat in prison, eating all kind of shit because all the guards loved him and stuff. And also the glove did fit. It went on his fucking hand.
it did. He like stretched his fingers out, like
Yeah,
all weird
like
stuff.
fucking a murderer. Great running back though.
Am I crazy or did he die recently?
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Him dying actually got Reggie Bush back his Heisman because whoever runs the Twitter account for the Heisman Trophy did like a rest in peace OJ Simpson because he won the Heisman and the man is a murderer. But Reggie Bush got his stuff taken away for like signing autographs, so they gave Reggie Bush back his Heisman.
Yeah, no, that was much deserved. Reggie Bush is, my favorite college player of all time. I know Tim Tebow's up there and all, but Reggie Bush was the fucking man.
He was the fucking man. Is the man.
Is, yeah, definitely.
Shout out
Um,
Reggie Bush.
Shout out Reggie. 2016, a gunman attacks a Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. You remember that?
I do remember that. Didn't they kill like 20 people?
49.
Jesus Christ.
49 dead, dozens injured. And it was a gay club during Pride Month. So he must have really he was probably in the closet.
Yeah, he's like, he probably thought, I hate all these people for getting to live the way they want to. Let me murder 50 people.
Yeah, I feel like most of the time when people have like homophobic hate crimes, like they're probably like closeted. They're just I don't know why they feel the need to be so homophobic, but
Look
maybe
at
it's
look
their
look at you coming to the defense of gay people. You've really grown.
maybe I'm just putting on a facade for the pod.
Facade for the pod. All right.
Facade for the pod. But yes, I thought that was interesting. I do remember that happening. And Mike was in Orlando.
You saying it could have been him?
It could have been. No, I don't think old Mikey Two Sticks would do that. I think he supports the gays.
Uh, I don't know if he does or not, but I don't think he would murder 50 people.
Yeah, supports him enough to not murder 49 of them.
Yeah, just like every other normal person in the world.
Yeah, facts. But
Just
yeah,
a little quick fact check. Monet Davis,
oh,
close. She did play 2 years of softball at Hampton University.
Hampton and Sydney, is that in Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Interesting. But yeah, that's this day in history for us. I believe next is gonna be good old athlete of the week.
Multi-sport athlete of the week, and you'll probably remember this guy, Jeff Samardzija.
I don't know if you're saying his name right, but maybe you are. But that's not the way I pronounce it in my head. I think I know what you're talking about.
Played at Notre Dame
Maybe,
and 12 years in the majors.
maybe.
Okay. He played baseball as a pitcher, 12 years in the majors, had a career ERA of 4.15, 1,449 strikeouts. He was an all-star in 2014. He was a letterman in football, basketball, and baseball in high school. Football, he was three-time first team All-State, and he was invited to appear in the Indiana football All-Star game. In baseball, he was first team All-State one time. Goes to Notre Dame. Immediate impact, finishing second in the Big East in ERA and opponent batting average, named to freshman All-America. Continued to play baseball at Notre Dame until he was selected by the Cubs in the 5th round of the 2006 MLB draft. In football, he was a reserve for his first 2 seasons. But as a junior, he was a first-team All-American with 77 catches and 15 touchdowns. Set single-season records for Notre Dame in both receiving yards and touchdown receptions. And he was twice selected as a top 3 finalist for the Fred Biletnikoff Award, given to the country's best receiver. And he lost to Calvin Johnson.
That checks out.
And he probably would have got drafted into the NFL, but he took his name out of the draft and decided to play baseball.
Interesting. That's a hell of a multi-sport athlete right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay like, oh, he was 12-year pro baseball player, also first team All-American in college in a different sport. So I'm trying to, you know,
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. I think it's pretty nuts when people can play 2 sports at that high level because, some people can't even play one. So, but yeah, I mean, hell of an athlete of the week. I think moving on, we have some would say necessarily a better multi-sport athlete, but a better career for sure. And it's kind of a sad day in sports. You wanna elaborate that a little bit?
yeah, today Jerry West died. One of the most influential basketball players of all time.
Rip.
Rip to the logo, nicknamed Mr. Clutch, after he hit a 60-foot buzzer beater to send a game into overtime in game 3 of the NBA Finals. He was a one-time NBA champion. He won an NBA Finals MVP and is the only person to do that on the losing team. 14-time All-Star, one-time All-Star Game MVP, 10-time All-NBA first team, 2-time second team, 4-time NBA All-Defensive first team, 1-time second team, led the league in scoring in 1970, led the league in assists in 1972, was a member of the NBA 35th, 50th, and 75th anniversary teams. Number 44 retired by the Lakers. NCAA Final Four most outstanding player in 1959. 2-time All-American, 2-time Southern Conference Player of the Year. Number 44 was retired by the West Virginia Mountaineers. For his career, he averaged 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. And insane career. Also, he's the logo. His silhouette is used as the NBA logo. But honestly, as impressive as that is, he's an 8-time NBA champion as an executive. six championships with the Lakers from 1980 to 2000. So he was there the first year Shaq and Kobe won, and then he wasn't there the last 2 years. So he could have had 10 NBA championships with, or yeah, could have had 10 if he stayed those 2 years. But his last two NBA championships came as an executive with the Golden State Warriors in 2015 and 2017. Two-time executive of the year, one in 1995 with the Lakers. That was either the year before or the year after they got Shaq. And then he was also executive of the year in 2004 with the Memphis Grizzlies, giving them their first playoff berth.
Yeah, crazy impressive as a player and an executive. Couple things that I saw that I want to point out. He won the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2019. Not really sure how NBA executive gets you the Medal of Freedom, but
2019, who was president? Trump? Oh,
yeah,
Biden. Wait, yeah.
Biden? Really?
16 to 20. No, Trump.
Yeah, Trump. So checks out that he gave a white man the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with the logo getting one. I'm sure he deserved it.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah. Drafted second overall after Oscar Robertson. Are they the best 1 and 2 pick in NBA history?
I couldn't imagine there being two better than that.
No, I don't think there is. I saw that and I was just like, I wonder if there's ever been like a 1 and 2. It's
This
not
is
LeBron, because who was second? Miocic, or how do you say his name? That's the UFC fighter shit.
yeah, Darko Milicic.
Yeah, same.
Uh, Real quick, you might be about to say this, but he was drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers, and and it was the offseason that they were moving to LA. So technically, he's the first draft pick as a LA Laker.
Right. I thought that was pretty cool. 2015 LeBron should have won Finals MVP coming in the loss to the Golden State Warriors. Iggy won it.
Iggy won it holding LeBron to 36, 11, and 11.
Yeah, right. So I mean, say what you want, but I'm not arguing with the logo. He was the man. Even in that era where, jump shooting wasn't really a thing back then, he kind of transcended that. And he's just cold-blooded, dude.
I think he had a quote. It was something along the lines of, like, were you a dog? And I think he said something like, I was a wolf. I ate dogs.
Yeah, that's generally what he said. I saw that on some social media platform today. But yeah, he's a wolf, man.
Yeah, I mean, Basketball Hall of Fame, College Basketball Hall of Fame, co-captain of the Olympic team that won gold in 1960. And that team actually was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So he's in the Hall of Fame as a player, as a part of that team. And this year he's being inducted as an executive. So 3-time Hall of Famer in the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So RIP Jerry West, lived a nice life, great, obviously, basketball career. Moving into staying on the topic of the NBA, really, in basketball, talk about Mavs Celtics. So game 2, obviously, Celtics won. Not as much of a blowout as game 1 was, but they just look like the better team. Mavs' offense is really only a high screen and roll for Luka and Kyrie, and they really have no offense after that initial high screen and roll. Celtics ball movement, they kind of do the same thing. They get a screen and roll, but like they're working the ball around. They're moving the ball so much better. Luka's playing well, but I think he has to get his teammates involved.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he can get his, but if he's not gonna get the help from anywhere else, he's gonna have to kind of make the help. You got to make your teammates better.
Right.
I don't think that's happened at all.
Yeah, no, and
Kyrie's off.
Kyrie is shooting historically bad. Well, we lost Tyler. Something about him being poor and having bad Wi-Fi. Hopefully he joins back in a second. Let's see if I can't see what's going on. He probably forgot to pay his internet bill. So, probably because he doesn't make enough money. Let's see if we can't get this jokester on the phone.
Yo, what's up, dude?
You too poor? You lose your internet service?
My computer died, but it's on. It's back on now. I don't know. It died at 10%, so I don't know what that's about.
Why was your computer on 10%?
I don't know. I'm sitting next to the charger.
Yeah, that checks out. All right, so sorry for the technical difficulties. But we were going over NBA playoffs, so I said Kyrie's shooting historically bad. I think the Celtics crowd did get to him a bit. But he's got to pick it up, right?
Has to. I mean, I can give you one game, but he's too good. He's too good to do that bullshit.
Yeah, we'll get into
Especially if I'm putting money on you getting the overs, you got to be better.
Yeah, especially with your guarantee.
I know, dude, motherfucker.
Yeah. So with that, let's talk about the line recap that we talked through. For game 2, you were 2-7 with your picks. I was 4-7. So that's just another thing I'm better than you at. Luca 32.5. He had 32. Very bad beat. You got that one. I picked over and that did not hit. Kyrie over under 23.5. He had 16. I took under. You took over. PJ Washington, I took over. You took under. He had 17. It was over under was 12.5. Jason Tatum was 27.5. I took under. You took over. He had 18. Jaylen Brown over under 23.5. He had 21. Another semi-bad beat. I took the over. You took the over. So we both were wrong on that one. We both were right with Kristaps under 15.5. He had 12. We both were wrong with Horford over under 8.5. He had 5. So overall, not too bad. I mean, I really thought, Jaylen Brown was going to go over. And I don't know how Horford didn't score over 8.5.
Fucking Horford, dude. Typical.
Yeah. So, and then Drew's winning picks. And when I say winning picks, this is what he texts me in a message. So I'm giving the title. The title is created by him. It's not created by me. He had Kristaps under 15.5, which hit. Kristaps over 1.5 blocks. He had 2, so that hit. Drew Holiday over 4.5 assists did not hit. RIP your parlay. You did get Mavs alternate spread at plus 17.5, and the over under you had over 203.5. The final was 203, so that was a nice bad beat for you.
Ooh.
203 in a 203.5 line is brutal.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's what makes me think they know something, man.
Of course they do. It can't be that fucking close.
Like Luca had 32 and his line was 32.5.
It's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, it is. So game 3 tonight, I believe it's 8:30 or is it 8?
I'll double check right now. I would think it'd be 8:30 because it's West Coast. Or it's not West Coast, but it's Mountain Time or whatever.
Right, it's in the West Coast Conference. So either way, Mavs are favored by 2.5. This is a must-win game, right? You can't go down 3-0.
And in the NBA, if you go down 3-0, you lose. It's never been done. It's at 8:30 on ABC. Shout out ABC, American Broadcasting Corporation.
Could be. Don't know, but it's got to be a must. They have to win this game. Will they do it by 2.5? I think so. I think they ultimately pull out to about a 7-point victory. Yeah, that's what I'm calling 7-point victory. How do they get some continuity on offense?
they need something out of somebody else, dude. They have to make threes. We've been saying that the whole time. The threes, I don't think anybody on the team has more than 1 3 other than Luca.
That's a fact. But making threes, they're not getting the ball. Like Luca is just getting a screen and roll, and like he's either passing it back to Kyrie or he's shooting it. And then same thing with Kyrie. He's getting a screen and roll, he's passing it back to Luca or he's shooting it. They
But
gotta start
also, this is the way they've played, and it's just worked. Like
because
it's not
they've
like
made shots.
it's not like they're playing any different. So do you switch it up now and like do you switch it up and then end up being worse?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to be worse. They're down 0-2, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I,
you got to throw everything at the wall right now.
yeah, what do you think about letting either Kyrie or someone else bring the ball up as the one? Luca, they run the offense primarily through Luca in the post.
Let me tell you what, I like it. You put Kyrie at the 2, you bring Dante Exum off the bench, and you put Luca at the 3.
Yeah, and they run their offense through Luca at the post. When he gets the ball in the post, that little like almost Dirk fadeaway he shoots, he makes that at a pretty high clip. And then if they double him in the post, he's got great vision. He can make those passes across court. And I think that is going to get a little bit more continuity in their offense. And a little bit more ball movement, get PJ Washington driving to the rim, maybe get some corner threes by Derrick Rose Jr. and PJ Washington. But they got to do something. I think playing through him in the post would be good.
Yeah, I mean, because he's been primarily guarded by Jaylen Brown too,
Yeah.
and he's bigger than Jaylen Brown. But if he's just going on the perimeter, I mean, even though he's scoring 32 points a game, that's playing into what Jaylen Brown is good at. He's gotten picked multiple times. I mean, you got to switch it up. All you got to do is work him down to the block. I don't know if Luka wants to play like that. That's tiring, but you're going to also tire out Jaylen Brown, who's been the Celtics' best player.
Yeah.
You got to, I mean, he's making him guard him, but like physically, I don't think it's wearing on him to guard Luka on the perimeter.
No, I don't think so either. I think for one, Jaylen Brown's in better shape than Luca, just cardio wise. For two, it's not bad because honestly, it's just chasing him around. They're not banging. They're not doing all this stuff to where it's going to tire Jaylen Brown out.
It's been interesting.
So Kristaps, I don't know if he's officially listed as out, but they said they're going to see him warm up, and see how it goes. If he's out, they're 30-5 without him this season. So chances are still high. They're still a good team without him. I like Horford in that spot, honestly, better than Kristaps sometimes. But in this series, they're plus 25 with him on the court and even with him off the court. Largely that goes into game 1 when he was on the court, especially in that first half when he just went crazy. But yeah, it's even with him off the court. So different team, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, he's been great in the finals. There's no way around that. He's been very good. But talk about a bad beat. Like his injury, I'm not even going to attempt to say it, but 32 cases documented in English literature of that injury.
I didn't see that stat, but that's nuts.
Like that is, like they said, rare. And I was like, oh, what, a couple thousand people a year? 32 cases ever of that dislocated tendon thing, which is so fucking ridiculous. I mean, he's been fairly unlucky with injuries, but a lot of times, people have had that. I've never even heard of this thing before.
No, it's wild. And honestly, they're going to miss him because Horford's not the same rim protector that Kristaps is. I mean, Kristaps is 7'3". And he's like has shown some incredible coordination and athleticism. Honestly, that one block he had on I can't remember who it was, but like a fast break block, that was nuts.
That was disgusting.
That was crazy. I didn't know he had that in him, but they're definitely gonna miss that a little bit. And Horford's gonna have to play a lot more, which we'll talk about a little bit when we go over our lines. But yeah, I'm gonna take Mavs -2.5 at home. I think it's a must win, and I think they get it done.
I like it, but they have to be substantially better.
Oh, 100%. They have to be a completely
Like
different team to me.
if they come out with the same bullshit that they've come out with the past two games, even without Kristaps, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean, um, they're gonna be at home. They're gonna be at the familiar rims. The crowd's not gonna be into it as much. I mean, hopefully that momentum will be shifted their way. So we'll see. Um, but let's move into lines. Lines for the game. Luca, same thing, 32.5. What you thinking?
I've hit on both unders, so I'm gonna take the over tonight.
Okay. I'm gonna take the over as well. I've been flip-flopping that all day. He has a little bit of a rib injury, but to me, I think the competitor in Luca is really gonna like he's gonna go out there and he's gonna get his shots up. There's no doubt about that. Kyrie, 23.5.
He cannot fuck me 3 games in a row. I'm going over.
So I was flip-flopping on that as well. I'm taking the under again because it's you said you took the over, correct, on Luca?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I've taken Kyrie under. I do think he plays way better tonight, but I still think the offense runs through Luca more, which doesn't get him to his 23.5 tonight. But I do think he shoots significantly better.
I mean, if he gets around 19 to 21, they'll win.
I think so. Um, PJ Washington over under 14.5.
Over. And I have my own winning bet. I'll wait till we're done with this, but I want to make sure I get it in because
All right, all right.
it's free game. I'm gonna put you on game.
All right, I like it. I have PJ Washington over as well. I think he has to play good if they win. Tatum over under 26.5. They dropped his point down.
I'm gonna go under. He hasn't really shown me anything.
Yeah, he's shooting the three ball pretty bad. I'm taking the under as well just because I think there's too many players on the team. Um, like everybody's scoring. So I'm gonna take the under for him, especially since he's shooting bad.
And that just shows you how good of a team that is. He's not playing anywhere near as good as he can be, and they're still been pretty dominant.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Jaylen Brown, 23.5 again. What you thinking? Over? I'm gonna take the over as well. I think I don't think the Celtics play as good tonight. I don't think they spread it around as much. I don't think they make as many threes, but I think Jaylen Brown is that one bright spot, and I think, he pulls his over out. And then Kristaps is obviously not listed right now because they don't know if he's playing. So we're just going to talk about Horford over under 9.5.
Over.
Yeah, I got the over as well. I think he plays big minutes, especially if Kristaps is out. So before you get into your bet for tonight, let's talk about old Fatso's 100% locked and loaded guaranteed picks. He's
He
gonna
he wants it to be called Drew's winning picks.
No, I what he texts me every day, like every time we do the podcast, he texts me his picks and he'll say like what it is. So sometimes last episode he said Drew's winning picks. So that's why I
Okay.
titled it. Today he said 100% locked and loaded guaranteed picks.
Okay, I think this segment should be called Fat Some Bitch Needs Fast Food Money.
Fat son bitch. I like it. Fat son bitch needs fast food money. All right, I like that. Gafford over 5.5 rebounds. Tatum over 5.5 assists. Brown 2+ blocks. And that concludes his parlay. 2+ blocks is tricky.
What's the odds?
I don't know what the odds are, but he's been playing great defense. He has, and Tatum hasn't been scoring. He's been passing the ball, so that could happen. Gafford 5.5 rebounds, especially with Kristaps out. I mean, that's very doable. And then he also has a separate bet in Mavs win by 7 to 9 points. So I guess that'll be a pretty high payout if he does win that. And I did call Mavs win by 7. So, maybe he's on to something.
I mean, I completely understand the logic on the Gafford and Tatum rebounds and assists. I just don't know if Brown is going to get 2 blocks. Obviously, that's probably the one that has the odds that make the parlay.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
great defender, but I don't know. I don't know about 2. I could see 1.
Yeah, I could definitely see 1. I think 1's in the bag. I don't know about 2. What did I say for PJ? 14.5. So you wanted to talk your picks, right?
I got a 3-leg parlay. I put $20 on it. It's already in.
Okay.
It's PJ Washington over 14.5. Al Horford over 9.5. And here's the kicker. Maxi Kleba over 2.5.
Oh man. If he hits a 3, you're golden.
It's plus 517. So bet $10, win $51.70. So I'm $20. I'll win 100 if I hit it.
That'd be a nice little payout if you get that. I have a
So-
2-leg parlay in with Luca over 9.5 assists and PJ over 14.5 points.
Okay. That's doable. The thing that's hard about mine is Kleba is averaging 1 point a game.
Yeah, but without Kristaps, like I don't know. It's very possible.
People at work were flaming me for picking him, but I'm
Yeah,
like,
it is an interesting pick to throw in there. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like he's gonna get off 1-3.
He might. He's been having some shoulder issues though, so he hasn't been shooting them as much.
If he don't get me 3 points, he pussy.
Yeah, true. Very true. I think you should tweet that at him. Not from the podcast account though.
Just from my personal account.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's that for Mavs versus Celtics game 3. Lakers head coaching hunt. Not tons of noise on this other than Dan Hurley turning down the Lakers offer. The offer was 6 years, 70 million. That's broken down to about 11.6 million a year. He would have been the 6th highest paid coach in NBA, in the NBA behind Monty Williams of the Pistons. Are you surprised he turned it down?
No, I knew he was never coming to the Lakers.
Yeah.
I,
I
I
feel the
didn't.
same. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like his coaching style, I think I said this on the podcast. If not, I said it to you. I don't think his coaching style fits with the NBA. But also, it was genius, act like you're going to do it, go to the interviews, whatever, and get UConn to pay you more money. That's where he wants to be anyway.
Right. I think he truly does want to be at UConn. I think he's done like wonders for their recruiting program. I think like if you're a top recruit right now, like it used to be the Dukes, the Kentuckys of the world, still Duke, obviously, but like UConn is up there. If I was a top player and I wanted to go to the NBA and I wanted to win a championship, like I gotta look at UConn.
Well, yeah, they're back-to-back defending national champs.
Yeah, and like there's something about Dan Hurley that like kind of draws these college kids to him. You know what I mean? Like he's that fiery style, but he does it in a way that like the players aren't like put off by him.
No, he's the type of coach that's going to go to battle for his players. I'd want to play for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great way to describe it. He's gonna go to bat for his guys. Like he might scream at them on the court and in film sessions, but like when it's time for a game or something comes down to it, like he's gonna have their back no matter what. And I think that's somebody you want to play for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't have tons left, but I think we're gonna pause here for a slight commercial break. This episode of Sammy and Marissa's Husbands is sponsored by Miss Alabama 2024. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google her. All right, everybody, we're back for the second half of our midweek episode. A fun little segment coming up that we have to talk about: recreational sports.
All
And
right.
you guys have you had your first softball game on Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the team name?
The team name is Below Average Joes.
Yeah, that
Uh,
seems like it fits pretty well.
that was our team name. This is our third year doing it. So technically we're Below Average Joes 3.0. That's what I do every year. I add, we were 2.0 last year, and then nobody gets a kick out of that but me. Everybody else thinks it's stupid. But uh, I'm the team GM. I handle putting the team together. I collect the money. I go pay it. So we're gonna do what I want to do on that.
So
So
you're the Jerry West of your softball team.
well, the difference being Jerry West had some skill as a player, which I have none. So
Fair point. Fair point. But that's
that that's
cool.
a little harsh on myself. I'll just go ahead. I'll go right into the breakdown of the game. We played another team. We went 3-6 last year. This team also went 3-6. Uh, nothing special about them. They had a couple good players. I played first base. I had a good game at first base. Haven't picked up a ball in a year. I didn't have any errors. There were a couple errant throws from people throwing to me, but those are throwing errors. I had a nice scoop. I went 0 for 3 in slow pitch softball. I did have an RBI though, and I scored a run.
Wait, so hold on. You're batting 0-0-0 for the year?
0-0-0 with 1 RBI and 1 run scored.
Okay, so you got on by an error.
I got on fielder's choice, and so I hit the ball to short. They tried turning a double play. We had a guy on third. They didn't get me because fucking wheels. So I got an RBI that way. And then I was on another hit. I moved to second. And then they overthrew first. So I said, you can't catch me, wheels. Wheelsler. Fucking hit home plate. We were close most of the game. We always end up shooting ourselves in the foot. We lost 7-2. But it was fun. And I'm happy with the performance based on not having one practice and not playing in a year.
Yeah, I mean that's good. You guys didn't want to get out there and practice a bit?
We did, but everybody's busy.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. You don't have to get everybody together at one time, though. You guys can go at separate times. Honestly, just getting out there, throwing the ball around a little bit, um, hitting a couple bombs. You know how it
Something I
goes.
should mention that I kind of breezed over. Um, we were trying to come back into the game, and I was up, and I swung so hard. Like if I switched bats though, and I had a lighter bat because I was 0 for 2, and I swung so hard and whiffed insane. And then I just kind of played it off. I pointed to the fence, act like I hit something far. People in the stands laugh. And you only get 2 foul balls. The next one, you're out. I hit a foul ball, and then I hit another foul ball, legit probably, 5 feet from the fence. Absolutely fucking smacked it. And now I'm like, okay, full count. It's time to lock in. And then I whiffed so hard and struck out, I thought I broke my spine. And then I didn't throw the bat because I hate when people do that. But I did toss the bat while calling myself a fat piece of shit and staring at the sand, and almost destroyed Kevin's shin, but he did a little hop and jumped over the bat.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring this up. I heard you had a strikeout meltdown.
I would not call it a meltdown.
I heard it was a strikeout meltdown. Um, Hold on, I'm saving the other episode. But yeah, I heard you had a strikeout meltdown, struck out swinging, screamed at yourself, and launched the bat at Kevin.
Oh my God. That could not be farther from the truth.
Hey,
I did not scream. I did not scream. I grumbled, and you'd be lucky if you heard that in the fucking dugout, what I said. And
yeah,
threw the bat. I underhand tossed it at the ground.
yeah. Tell that to the women and children that were in attendance.
Who told you that?
I
That
can't.
fat
I
son of a
can't.
bitch. That fat son of a bitch. I know that's who said it. That fat fuck. Yeah, 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 yeah. Fucking fat piece of shit. Talking about me. All right, then. See if you play next game. Fucking with the coach. All right, then.
Yeah. I'm just look. I can't give away my sources. All right.
You already gave it away. You gave it away. You're laughing. It was
I'm not
him.
laughing. I'm laughing at the picture of you fucking on your knee after taking a giant swing in the dirt. and then, and then and then throwing overhand throwing your bat at Kevin.
Oh my God. Ask Kevin. None of that happened.
Oh fuck. Oh, that's good stuff, man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can't it be your own people.
Be your own people. Hey, look, so I'm pulling up my calendar right now. I'm gonna be home Wednesday the 19th through Sunday Sunday the 23rd. So if you guys need an extra player, a little celeb appearance from the 19th, 20th, or 21st, those Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you just let me know. I'll come catch some fly balls for you if you want.
I'll put your name on the roster. What or I thought you were coming the 18th.
No, I can't come on the 18th. Even if I did come on the 18th, I wouldn't get there till like midnight. So what I'm gonna do is I think early morning on the 19th, we're gonna drive up, be there about noon.
What are you coming to town for?
I have those days off for Juneteenth. So Wednesday and Thursday. Juneteenth is on a Wednesday. So I'm gonna get the Juneteenth as the holiday and then Thursday as it observed. And then there's no point of coming into work Friday. So I was just like, hey, I ain't gonna be there. Know what I'm saying?
What is the situation Saturday?
Oh, what do you think?
All right. I'm just making sure.
Come on now.
Come on, son.
Come on, son. Yeah, you know what it is. You'll know where to find us. But this isn't locked in 100% yet. We still have to figure out, where we're staying, if we're gonna come or not. I'd like to come because if we don't make it up there this time, I'm not sure when the next time I'm gonna be there. I thought about July 4th, um, but that's gonna be kind of a rushed holiday weekend for me as well. So I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the plan. So if you need a celeb appearance, if you need somebody to play in the outfield, catch a couple fly balls, drop a couple bunts down, whatever you need. I'm your man.
It's no bunt league, baby.
Well, you can bunt tactically
Um,
as long as you don't hold the
I
bat like a
think I have
bunt.
a tennis match at that time too. You're gonna have to come to my tennis match. I have a tennis match one of those days.
I'll come to your tennis match and just like heckle the other person really loudly.
As long as you get some film.
Yeah, I can throw the camera up and see what you got. Um, but yeah, so it sounds like the softball league is not going as planned, but you did okay for your first game with no practice.
I mean, my goal is to bat 300,
Good goal.
which sounds fucking ridiculous and slow pitch.
Yeah, it's yeah, yeah.
It's pretty bad. I've been on an unbelievable cooler. Our first year, I started off good, and then after like that half point of the first year, I've been absolute dog shit hitting. I'm like way in my own head.
How are you hitting the ball? Are you usually just hitting to a person? Are you popping it up? Are you grounding out?
Um, I'm way early on everything. So I'm pulling everything and like popping up to like short and like Wes was talking to me about my stance. I'm like I'm kind of like squatting down too much. Instead of like leaning back, I'm just kind of squatting down and making myself smaller.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I think from my experience in slow pitch, it's different than a baseball swing. You have to have the softball swing, and it's primarily like you have to get. I know the ball is high up in the air, but you have to get some sort of downward movement on the ball. It's going to feel like you're about to hit a bunch of ground balls, but you're not. It's going to turn into like hard ground balls and line drives. And honestly, in softball, like they're not always making those hard ground ball hit plays. You know what I mean? Sometimes they will, and you'll get out on those, but it's better than popping the ball up to the shortstop if you're way early.
Yeah, I'm way fucking early. Like I pulled one, almost went back onto the fucking soccer fields.
Yeah,
Find it.
yeah. Got to get that foot down. Get
Yeah.
that foot down. Get the bat on top of the baseball or the softball, and you'll be G to G.
Yeah, I mean, I've been great at first base, honestly. Like for somebody who's never played first base outside of fucking slow pitch.
So after game one, who's on track to win MVP?
I would say first year our MVP was Nate. Last year I would say our MVP was Corey. As of right now, there's it's hard. I would say Ed after one game.
Okay,
'Cause he basically hit a ball off the fence and had a triple.
that's what's up.
And he was pretty locked down at third. Chris had a good game. Wes had a good game. I had half of a good game. I did produce the only runs we got though. Like I did both of them. So
True. Yeah.
like Drew had a solid game. Drew was 2 for 4, I think. He did drop a ball in the outfield because the sun was in his eyes.
Yeah, that's tough sometimes. Playing the outfield's tough.
I played in the outfield 1 inning last year.
Yeah, did it go all right?
It was the longest inning of my life. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. That was before I was an elite runner like I am now.
True, you got Wheeler.
Yeah, but I would say Ed as of right this second.
All right, we'll have to do a MVP check after each game and keep the stats going. I like hearing the batting average.
Yeah, I have all of my stats. If you want to ask me any stat from any season, I'm autistic-ish, so I have everything.
All right, well, I'll keep that in mind. But next segment, random questions. I have 2 questions for you. Okay. First question. What criteria makes someone an athlete? Anytime.
There's 2 ways to look at this. It could be specifically from an athleticism standpoint, but I think those are 2 different things. I would say having solid hand-eye coordination, solid hand-eye coordination and playing a major sport. Like you can have good hand-eye coordination and be a bowler. I'm not going to call that guy an athlete.
Okay.
Cornhole, I'm not going to call that guy an athlete. But if you have good hand-eye coordination, you play soccer, you're an athlete. And it's got to be physical, I guess.
All right.
I don't want to, I'm not like hating on bowlers or people who play cornhole,
It
but
sounds like you're hating on bowlers.
well, probably because I'm not good at either one of those things. So it's easy for me to hate on it.
I would agree in cornhole not being a sport that would make you an athlete.
I'm not saying it's not a sport.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's not a
I'm not
sport.
saying either one of those aren't sports. I'm just saying I
Like if
wouldn't
you just,
classify those people as athletes.
yeah, right. If you just go out and you play some cornhole, you win some money at a tournament, like you're not an athlete because of that. Bowling, I think it's a little closer than cornhole in terms of being an athlete. I think it's a little bit more structured. I think there's a little bit more competitiveness that goes into it. And I think it's harder to be good at bowling than it is at cornhole.
100%.
Right. So, I think it's takes a level of competitiveness and a level of dedication, and then practicing that sport. So like, if you in high school were a really good basketball player and you haven't played since then, and you don't do anything else, like you're not an athlete anymore. You're a former athlete, but you're not currently an athlete. You could do CrossFit. That could be your sport in a sense. You could just go to the gym and work out competitively. You don't have to compete against other people. You compete against yourself. And I think that makes you an athlete.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider myself still an athlete.
Right. I would too. Yeah.
But it's waning.
We're getting there, baby.
It comes and it goes. Like the most athletic I've probably felt, or the most like an athlete I felt, was training for that half, outside of like playing sports in high school and club and college. Like since then, was training for the half marathon. I felt like an athlete doing that. It's structured. You're accomplishing something, and then we did it. And now it's kind of like I've still been being active. I'm still playing basketball, I'm playing tennis, but it's not the same level of athlete. Like I wouldn't say I'm in a state of training right now.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. And I think it's that's that drive you have to push towards a certain goal that you have. And I think that really plays a major factor.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up for another race because for me, it sounds stupid, but if I don't have that like tangible goal, I can't really beat that inner bitch. My inner bitch is my inner bitch is John Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you're just gonna have to overcome, man. Like you gotta get up and look that inner bitch in the face every morning in the mirror and just be like, not today.
It's tough.
It is. It's tough. It's not easy. It's not fucking easy, but it's
But
just one of those things.
it's so strange to me that it becomes easier now that I've paid $40 to run 3 miles.
Also, it becomes easier because of the fear of failure in a sense, or laying an egg, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
go and embarrass yourself at this thing. You want to be prepared. You want to be able to do it. You want to have a respectable time. So if you don't train, then you have that anxiety, that fear of like not being ready. There's nothing worse than going to a race and like being there and just be like, fuck, dude, I haven't trained at all. Like I'm not ready for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like
The
it
turkey
sucks.
trot for the past 8 years.
Yeah, right. Turkey trot's a great example because nobody's ever prepared for that. Just like one of those whim things that we always do. We're like, we get to the starting line and we're just like, shit, dude.
Oh my God.
All right, but yeah, that was my random question.
Okay. There's a correct answer to this and an incorrect answer to this.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes, but mostly because I don't want to upset the ghost if there are ghosts. You know what I mean?
So we'll be politically correct for the ghosts in the room.
Right. Like I don't want to disrespect any ghosts if they may be out there. Um, so I'm gonna say yes, I do believe that there are ghosts in the world. Um, I have not experienced any, thankfully. And if there are ghosts around me or whatever, like, hey, we can be cool. We can get along. We can coexist. I don't got any beef with you guys. You guys just do your thing. I'll do mine. We'll be all good. Just don't scare me at night.
Yeah, I don't. I've had I've never seen a ghost. Like, I don't think that's like, I believe in ghosts, spirits,
Yeah.
apparitions, whatever. I don't think it's tough. I think it's very, very rare that you would ever actually see something.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like when I say I believe in ghosts, I don't necessarily believe in like the white silhouette ghost
Right.
thing. Like there are, but I do believe in spiritual, like there's energy in places.
Oh,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Like,
Um,
my aunt's house was 100% haunted.
yeah, could be.
Like, I was terrified to be in that place in a, 2,300 square foot house with a nice pool,
Yeah.
garage, basketball hoop. I was terrified to be alone upstairs. They were only upstairs though. They weren't downstairs, which was weird.
Maybe that was
I
their space and they were just trying to get you the fuck out of it.
don't blame them. You know, what if I die and then I got to deal with some asshole living in my house?
Exactly. You're gonna make them want to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the answer is yes, I do.
Okay.
All right, next question. It's a tough one. Is Eli Manning a first ballot Hall of Famer?
This is an interesting question that you ask, because I have a bet with Drew, $20 that Eli Manning is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay, all right. So I want to talk about some facts, right? He's first time eligible in 2025. Two Super Bowls, MVP in both. Top 10 all time in completions, yards, and touchdowns. He was never all pro, only four Pro Bowl selections. Had a career 500 record, 0-4 in the playoffs, other than the two Super Bowl seasons. He had 6 playoff appearances in 16 seasons. The Hall of Fame class for their first look is Marshawn Lynch, Luke Kuechly, and Adam Vinatieri. People that were not selected in 2024: Hines Ward, Steve Smith, Reggie Wayne, Antonio Gates.
First of all, Antonio Gates 100% should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's absurd.
I agree.
Um, Quarterbacks do have an easier path than other positions, I feel like.
Agreed.
Also, the longevity he was also had, I think he's got the second longest streak of games played in a row without being injured, like without having injuries.
Right. At
Behind
one
Brett.
point, I think it was the first. You said behind Brett Favre.
I think Brett Favre has the longest one. Eli might have passed that, but
I thought he did for some reason.
um, so he's an Iron Man, and his highs, top two of the top 10 greatest Super Bowl runs of all time. Especially when they beat that beating that undefeated New England team alone gets him in the Hall of Fame on the first try, in my opinion.
Yeah, um, I think it's going to be very close, but I'm going to say he doesn't get it first ballot.
The
I
thing
just
that
think,
thing that hurts him is he's playing in an era with Tom Brady, his brother, Aaron Rodgers. There's all these great quarterbacks, and
yeah,
he's
to
got
me,
them. He's got them two things on him.
you got them two things, and those are going to weigh very heavy. Um, but to me, right, he played 16 seasons. He was never all pro. He was only selected to 4 Pro Bowls. To me, that means he was never valued at the same level of his peers in the NFL. So all those other quarterbacks, there was always 2 or 3 considered better than he was. Like literally never all pro. So there was never a point in time where he was like the best quarterback in the league. He was always like third or fourth or fifth. Um, I think he will be a Hall of Famer. I think there's no doubt about that. I just don't think he gets it first ballot. I think it's going to be really close. I think people are really torn, um, but I don't think he gets it.
It depends on how much weight you give those MVPs.
It very much does. Yeah, very much
And
does.
and the Iron Man streak. That is impressive.
That's very impressive, and I don't know if that's going to be looked at as much as it should be, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Okay. I had one and then I lost it. Okay. If there was a movie made about the life of Trey, who would play you as like the main actor? Who would you want to play you in your biopic?
Probably DC Young Fly. No, I don't know because, you know, in my biopic, it would probably be someone young because it would be someone younger than me right now, obviously. So it'd be like going through like high school and college and then, late college. So like it can't be any of the like famous actors right now because they're all old.
This question can be whatever you want it to be.
Well, then a young Brad Pitt, obviously.
Okay, young Brad Pitt can't hoop.
Yeah, well, I'll get him in the lab. We'll make it happen.
So you're gonna have to go through your movie, and people are gonna be like, "Damn, they couldn't have got a motherfucker like a hoop to play this guy."
Channing Tatum can hoop a little bit.
What's that fucking movie?
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter, yeah. Channing Tatum get this work.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he looks the part. Like, and for
Yeah.
a movie, he looks like he can play a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Jason Williams. Maybe I'll get Jason Williams to go in a time machine, be young, and play me, even though he's not an actor.
I'll take it. His country ass.
All right, so what about you? You got one?
For me?
Yeah, who's playing you?
Uh Robert Redford, a young Robert Redford.
I don't even know who that is.
Uh he's a very handsome man, and when I worked at Harris Teeter, a lot of older women said I look like a young Robert Redford.
Yeah, I can't do actor things with you because you know so many actors, and I literally don't know any actors.
You know what? I'll give you a better question. I'll give you a better one.
All right.
I'm gonna give you one.
All right.
It's
All
some
right.
All right. What is the most annoying quality a person can have?
Something is bringing me to like a work scenario. Um, just thinking about people you work with, and what really ticks me off is like people that micromanage really bad.
Ugh.
Like great people, right? They ask you to do something, you go and do it, but then like constantly over your shoulder. You know what I mean? Um, I hate that. Like if you ask me to do something, I'm gonna do it how it needs to be done. But if you want it done a certain way, then like you need to go ahead and do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I've run into that issue sometimes where people are like, okay, this is what we need done. And they want you to do it. So I'm like, okay. And then I do it my way. But it's not it's not incorrect, but it's not the way they would have done it. And it makes me want to fucking strangle them.
Yeah, because my thing is like if you want it done a certain way, like you need to specify that before we finish our conversation about me doing this thing. Because once you tell me to go do it, then I'm gonna go do it, but I'm gonna just get it done how I know how to do it. I'm not gonna read your mind. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the way I'm doing it is probably better than the way you're doing it.
Yeah, obviously we're just better than other people.
Yeah, I mean I mean that's the natural order of things.
Yeah, I mean that's why we have a podcast and they don't, right?
Fucking episode 29, dude.
God damn.
We have on this past episode or on this in the last 7 days 40 listeners.
No shit.
Don't know how.
We're fucking making it. We're making it, big dog. Let's go. All right, brother. You got any final thoughts?
I think you should ask me another random question. I technically asked you 3.
God damn it. Random questions without any prep are tough. Okay. Random question. I'm looking around my room. Jesus Christ. The mind goes blank when you're on the spot. All right. Random question. Do you carry a wallet? That's not the whole question. Do you carry a wallet?
Yes.
Okay. Is it an old, like, 3-fold leather wallet?
Yeah, I would say,
Like those traditional, like, 3-fold wallets?
yeah, you open it, you can see 2 cards, and then the one side flips open.
Okay. Yeah. You ever thought about getting a small wallet?
I don't know where this is going. This is
No, seriously, like
Mm.
I'm wondering if your wallet ever annoys you being a large wallet. Have you ever thought about getting like one of those small wallets?
No, no, I haven't. I don't view my wallet as large, honestly.
Okay. Okay. I've thought about because I lost my wallet. I have been
Yeah.
bouncing around what type of wallet to get. Do I get a wallet just like I had in the 3-fold traditional leather wallet? Or I've been looking at those little like money clip things. It's like a money clip, but you can slide like you fit like max 4 or 5 cards in there. I would really only keep like 3.
Yeah, I don't fuck with those things. I
No.
don't know why. I've always had, I've probably only had like 4 wallets in
Yeah,
my life.
same. Yeah, same.
And one of them was a brown, like flip one, 3-fold. My past 2 have been like black flip ones. And then I had a Velcro Jets wallet at one time.
Interesting.
So, and I'm always
Well,
like cheap wallet. I don't need an expensive wallet. I don't need something expensive to put cards in.
yeah, I feel that right now. I'm just putting in my ID and credit card in my sock every day. So
Yeah, you should probably, if it was down to that or the small wallet, I'd probably take the small wallet.
yeah, so I just got to figure out what I want. That's why I was kind of seeing where your head was at.
I'm a traditional guy with at least the wallet, I guess. You
Traditional
know,
guy.
I've learned a lot about myself. I'm a boomer when it comes to wallets.
Traditional guy like Harrison Buckner. You have those
Uh,
traditional American values about
no,
women.
personally for me, I'm okay with women going out and working. I would prefer it if Marissa got a job where she makes a shit ton of money and I could be a house husband.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's not going to happen, but
It's not. All right, big dog. We'll chat after the game. I'm sure we'll text through it if you're gonna watch, but I'm gonna hit the hay.
all right. I'm gonna give one shout out. Shout out South Carolina Corey on your promotion. Uh, Shout out Old World Pizza in Myrtle Beach. Shout out Carolina Roadhouse in Myrtle Beach. That was actually banging. The broiled chicken.
Shout
So
out. Shout out that broiled chicken. Corey, congrats. It's gonna be weird not being there um back home, but we'll have to plan some trips around and make sure we all get together.
he's still listening even in South Carolina, baby.
Yeah, man, we'll have another click in a different location now.
All right.
All right, dog.